Hey there, fellas. Are you one of those folks that know the vanilla map of Project Zomboid like back of their hand and are starting to get bored with it since you've basically been there, done that, looted, built, you get the idea. And with all that done, you want some new areas to explore, new places to loot, new places to settle down in and live out your life in, right? Well, until we get some places to live in once Build 42 drops, which will be out approximately around the time Heat Devil the Universe is out of the door, best we can do, if it wasn't obvious enough by the title of the video, is to use some map mods to add some more areas to the game, so we can all sate our wanderlust and feed our backpacks more loot. So, to keep those two in check right now, I'll just stop my rambling and start listing of all these mods now, alright? Alright, let's begin. So the first two I'm going to list off are going to be the big two of the map mods. The first one being the far more popular brother of the two, that being Raven Creek. Now, I know you've probably heard about this map mod before. You've probably played with it by now as well, seeing how many servers just runs this mod like it's a sheer necessity or something. But honestly, can you even blame though? This whole map is just so well made. It has some nice variety when it comes to environment, even if it's mostly set in urban areas. Like, you get 3 fancy mansions hidden out there in the woods, you got your usual capitalist suburbs, and you get your rural countryside. And then you get to the big boy part of the mod, that being the city itself, where to say the least, all sorts of hell is set loose. Although this map isn't all sunshine and rainbows, it does have some issues. Namely, of course, with all this detail and amount of buildings, you will have performance issues on slower computers. And some parts of the map are needlessly painful to traverse through with a vehicle. Besides that though, it's a very good map mod, and if you haven't given it a try yet, trust me, it's worth a try, even if with all those nitpicky negatives I just mentioned. Now for the second big boy map of the two, that isn't as praised as much, but is just as good if not better than Raven Creek, that map being Eerie Country. This has to be one of my favorite map mods, up there with Camden County. It's just as title says, eerie as all hell. You got all sorts of weird and cool stuff going on in this place. You got all sorts of different environments. Be it an abandoned town in away at far end of the map, a big ass airport with a crashed military helicopter, a nearby town surrounded by swamp and quite a bit of military presence. And who could forget? Lake Heisenberg. And this is just tip of the iceberg, mind you. So there's many more locations in this mod that I haven't mentioned yet and won't, as I don't really want to spend a whole hour here discussing just a single map and be praising it for a whole hour and stuff. Like, you get the idea. But like, here's the thing. Even if it's just that good of a map, there's one issue I have with this map mod, and that's just a crazy amount of military presence throughout the map. Like, everywhere you go, there's just bound to be at least a couple of military tents with a couple of guns waiting for your grubby hands to be napped with. But besides that one issue really, the map is just very well made, and it's probably one of the must-try mods out there on the workshop. Now with these big boy, too well-known maps out of the way, I think it's about time I mention a very ambitious standalone map mod I have played not too long ago. That being Project Russia. It has been in a development for quite a while now, but my god, author can take their sweet time as long as it means that the future addition to this map is as good as the present map is. It's consistent, it's very atmospheric, and as a map set in an Eastern European country should be, it's fucking depressing. Jokes aside though, one thing that stuck to me is the sheer quantity of towns here that are all consistent with the atmosphere and detail. You got Richard Soy spray painted all over the damn wall in some places. You got the brutalist architecture, and of course you have the shittiest roads known to mankind. It really does feel like it's a full-on one-on-one copy of the damn place. And don't get me started on the item mods that come with the mod. So you actually use Russian weaponry, eat Russian food, listen to Russian TV, wear the clothing that law enforcement wears there, you get the idea. Basically, if I had to put it simply, all this packed together just comes to be one of the most unique experiences you can have in Project Zomboid that you're gonna try and experience at least once. Now for a pretty underrated standalone map, I want to talk about Camden County. I really don't know where to begin with this one. It's a very weird mod that doesn't straight up hand you the map of itself. which I felt kinda cool. Forces you to orient yourself where the hell you are, and also explore the map for yourself. The map also has quite a bit of an eerie vibe to it. Lots of swampy areas, rural countryside, rundown homes, isolated houses hidden out in the forest, and obviously some urban areas that offer quite a bit of loot. One thing I forgot to mention is that this map also seems to have a custom transcript for its radio and TV to better fit its setting. To say the least, a lot of effort has went into this map, and it deserves all the respect it can get in my opinion. And if you're one of these folks that have grown bored with their immense knowledge of every damn cell on the vanilla map, Camden County is perfect to bring back that feeling of being lost on your many looting runs in your playthroughs. Now for the last two maps on the list I have reserved for the loot goblins who want all the military loot in their backpacks and trailers. The first of these two being Fort Redstone. This map seems to be a rather popular one, so I wanted to give it a mention, though I've got quite a limited amount of experience with it. But that limited amount of time has been nothing short of a good time. Lots of gunfire and lots of Zed bodies falling to the ground. It's just your usual military base really. You got shit ton of Zeds and you got shit ton of guns to grab and shoot those said Zed with. It's just all in all a very fun place to kill some time in by killing lots of Zeds and filling your backpacks with loot you can't even fit into the damn backpack. So if you're a loot goblin just like the rest of the community, feel free to throw this map into your mod list and go and have some fun. Now, I have a question for you. Do you want to commit a heist in the middle of a goddamn apocalypse for no particular reason? If you do, well, I got a map mod just for you called Fort Knox. Now, judging by the name, you probably think it's gonna be another military base, but really, that wouldn't be further from the truth. In reality, it's a whole goddamn town with just a little fort full of gold thrown in there for good measure. Besides that whole fort full of gold though, you got plenty of other things to give a visit there, to either ransack for its loot or to settle down in and live out your life in. Or, instead of all that nerd shit, just make your whole objective be to steal all of that gold out of the fort here and clog your whole base with it. That works too if you ask me, and makes for a cool little objective as well. Besides the urge of just wanting to go full on payday gang on this fort here, all I've got to say about this place is that it does have plenty of good locations to use for a little base location for your survivor. I personally like this lumber mill kind of place appealing. Some may find this warehouse here to be a nice place to live in, and some may just prefer the suburban homes here in the lower area of this map. So just plenty of options really. So if you're whether a very ambitious heister or a guy looking for a very good place to settle down in, I would suggest you give Fort Knox a try. Anyway, that's for the video today. Hopefully you found it entertaining, and if you did, I would very much appreciate if you would leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel as well. And maybe even leave a comment as a form of feedback for me to improve future content on this channel. With all this out of the way, it's time for me to go now. Bye!